You are officially part of the birthday party.
Yeah, what about it? That's what I was. That's what the party is for now. The birthday party. That's Kanye West is pretty. Yeah.
Good morning, class. How's it going?
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. How's everybody doing?
All right.
Cool. So, how'd you guys find the coin assignment so far?
I'm making progress.
Pretty easy, good.
At times, because I wasn't sure what button to press.
Okay.
I was like, it looks easy. The only issue is I don't have 3ds Max, so I have to use either Blender or Maya. So you know how it's different. So that's my one issue I'm gonna be having.
Okay. Well, the tutorial on 3ds Max is pretty easy. It's a step-by-step to do it. So if you can borrow one of the laptops from the school, maybe you can try it on there.
I do have one of them. I actually have 2 of them. The issue is that you can't actually download any of these programs on the computer.
Well, you should have access to.
They have restrictions where you can't download anything.
Well, I don't think you need to download it. I think you should be able to log in remotely to one of the computers at Richland and access that 3ds Max.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, so I think that's what you're gonna have to do.
Okay, cool. I'll try that.
So do that and try to work on it that way.
I did that last month, with our other class, and it just kept, like, I tried it the first time, it just kept crashing. I don't know if I'm gonna have the same issue now.
Yeah.
But I'll also check it out, see if it's better.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. So the first thing we're gonna really do is I want to try to walk you guys through, what a real class would feel like, because the first couple of days we've been trying to get our bearings and orientation and stuff like that. So today I want to kind of go through how I like to kind of go through the class. So the first thing I usually do is make sure you guys have done your attendance, right? So you guys have gone in today, everybody that's here, and put in their attendance. For the most part, if you haven't, go ahead and do that right now. Anytime throughout the day, just go in there and put it in. All right, so the next thing I do is I look through your student threads. All right, let's do that. So let's see. All right, so your threads are right here. So, okay.
Oh, no.
This is cool. Let's start with the previous drawing bad art moment. So let's check it out. That's pretty cool. What is it, like a clown with a scythe? Oh, is that like a cloak?
It's supposed to be. It's like what was the concept behind it? It was like a clown on like a head case. And it had a robe like that would drape from it, but it didn't have a body, so the drape would just like float around.
Yeah, I see it. It's very like one of those guys from Harry Potter. I think, are they Death Hollows, or what are they called?
Death Eaters, is that what they're called?
Something like that. Dementors. That's what they're called. Dementors. Yeah, that's what he kind of reminds me of. All right, that's cool stuff, man. All right, so let's check it out. Let's see what you did. Attempted to follow the first tutorial. Okay. What doesn't show? The image doesn't show on the object. Did you have the object selected?
Yes.
Okay.
I made sure I had the object selected, and then I went to the editor and then made sure that it showed the team.
So what was the? Okay, here it is right here. Why is it here?
Yeah. Beforehand it wouldn't show, but then with the help of Miles here.
Awesome.
He helped me.
Okay.
Make it show.
Good stuff, Miles. Good stuff. All right. Keep it going. All right. Arizbeth? I don't know who that is. If you're in here, you haven't posted. Dante or Stefan? What do you prefer? I don't know if he's here. Nope, not here. All right, cool. Moving on. Emmanuel. Is Emmanuel here? Jordan? There we go.
Jordan. Oh, that's me.
Jordan, where's your stuff, man?
Jordan, unmute yourself.
Well, like I've said, I don't really draw, so I have a model, but I have to find it.
Yeah, find whatever it is. I don't care what it is. If you are an expert tic-tac-toe player, post it. I don't care. Just post something. Let me know what your artistic background is. I want to know. I want to know what everybody's got artistic-wise, you know?
Okay.
All right. All right, Mr. Francisco.
It's an orange.
All right, cool. It's an orange. Nothing rhymes with orange. All right, that's cool. That's cool. What was this for? Was this Photoshop, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it was Photoshop. It was like, for my animation class, we use Photoshop a lot.
Mhm.
And that was our, first assignment.
Okay.
Where we used, like, a real orange, or like a fruit, right, as reference, and we just, put it in Photoshop.
Okay, cool. All right, that's interesting. I see you're trying to get a little highlight here. You got a little shading going on. All right, it's a good start. Since today is Wednesday, right? We decided we'd be drawing Wednesday, Thursday, right? So we're going to be drawing today. I'll be assigning drawings to you guys, and you guys will go about your day and do those drawings while you try to finish completing this assignment. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the coin. So I'm going to go through it right quick with you guys, and then you guys get to get the rest of the day to draw and finish the rest of your coin and work on that. Sound good?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So Alexis, in here?
I'm here.
All right, come on, Alexis. Where's your stuff at, bro?
I'm going. Just give me a second.
All right, man. I'll come back.
to me.
I'll come back, man. Come on, bro. All right, who's Coconut? Coco. Is Coco in here?
Yeah,
What's up, Coco? Where is your stuff?
I've been working on the coin.
Okay. So we agreed that we'd at least have a some sort of writing or something to explain what's going on. I just anything you can give me, I think I'll take. So if you get a chance, definitely post your stuff up. Sound good?
Okay.
What about your you're working on the coin? Thank you. I think we got that. Let's see. Who's next? Maya. Using Blender as an alternative because I have a Mac, so I looked at some videos for this project that used Blender. That is all fine and dandy, Maya, but I'd still like to see some progress on either Blender or whatever alternative you found. Is Maya in here? No? Okay.
I just post a picture of what I've done so far.
Who's that, Coco?
One down.
Okay. Oh, cool. All right, okay. Okay, that's what's up. That's a good start. Nicely done. All right, cool. All right, keep it coming. Good stuff. All right.
I'm not proud of myself for that one.
I think these are okay. So, I skateboard. So like these look kind of like skateboard graphics to me. These would be dope on like skateboards, man. The thing is, the stuff that you create is the stuff that you create. You know what I'm saying? Like if it has like a message or that's a dank meme. That's pretty funny. Like that's pretty
It was on
chill.
a whiteboard.
Yeah, that was on a whiteboard.
Oh, that's cool.
It was hard, man.
That's
You
cool,
don't even know
man.
which ink.
Yeah, it's the school thing. That's not my problem.
Well, I mean, the vandalism aside, pretty cool. Let's see where you got to. So you got to putting the image on there, and then you took a shot from, what is this, like perspective? Is this orthographic? It looks really squashed.
I just haven't fixed it yet.
All right.
That's all I really did. Is I just finished the first video, and then I'll have to fix that.
All right, sounds good. All right, cool stuff, Mr. Anzel. You in here? No. Yes, no, maybe so. No. All right. Well, please post something if you see this video. Let's see. Who am I next to? Oh, okay. You just posted this, right? Am I crazy?
Oh, yeah.
Was this already?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
That's cool.
I
That's
just posted
Jason,
the video.
right? All right, cool. This is cool. I even like this. It's nice big render, looking good. All right, you got pretty far on that. Good stuff. Good start. All right. Let's see what's next. Angel, this is your art station. Let's check it out. Ooh, okay, cool.
Hello.
Hey, cool stuff. All right. You got a little shading and stuff going on. All right. My only advice would be to start studying anatomy, right? Like start studying anatomy. I like stuff like this because it shows that you can like collage. You know, this is pretty cool. I like this. This one's cool too. But I think when I see your full figures, I think you need to study a little more anatomy. But I think you're right. You're on the right track, man. This is good stuff. All right, keep it going. All right, where's your 3D stuff?
I worked on it yesterday,
Mhm.
but I didn't take a picture.
Okay, take a picture though. Let's take a picture and post
Okay.
it up. All right, thank you. All right, I'm gonna try to find another program to use. Okay, excuses. Let's keep going. So far, Maya and Blender are good options, but of course, they don't have the same setup as 3ds Max. But it becomes really difficult to follow instructions. Some steps are different or missing, and etc. and etc. 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 And that was fun for everyone. All right, please post some pictures. All right, post some pictures.
Yeah. I
Mr.
think
Mc-
it's in the other one.
in the other one.
Yeah, in the other one. Isn't this the, that was the, not this, that was the thread that you said to post on the art one? Or,
No, post on this one.
oh, okay.
Yeah, post on this one, bro.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm checking. This is the first thing I check. Like, I check your threads every day to make sure if anybody needs help, I can address it right then
And
and
that was,
there.
okay, because it was an art thread, and I thought that's the one we're supposed to...
No, your
to post.
drawing threads are for the drawings you're gonna do today.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. Mr. Victor Madrid, where you at? Such a cool name. All right, Payola. Hey, there you go, Payola. Posting moment of. I like it. I'll take it. All right, let's see where you are on this. Yours is really. You found a really pixelated picture. Why did you find the image I found? Using that pixelated
I
ass.
couldn't find it.
You
I
got-
tried looking for it for like 5 minutes and I couldn't find it.
Oh my goodness,
Just you
Payola.
didn't try hard enough.
All right, I'll post mine in. I'll make a new thread for the coin, and I will post mine in there. I'll post my reference and stuff so you guys can use the actual reference that I'm using. Sound good? All right, cool. All right, let's check out some of your stuff. All right. Oh, that's cool. All right, I'm digging it. I'm digging these. This guy's cute, but I like these a lot. That's cool. All right. Good stuff. All right. Same thing I would say is study more anatomy, man. Like your anatomy, you know, from guys like Glenn Vilppu. All right. I think you've got some pretty good ideas going here. And if you start honing your skill and you start practicing those things, then your forms will get better. I see that you're trying to do like light and dark with your pencil and stuff like that. So the darkest lines are what draws your eye. So you gotta be you gotta start studying some more anatomy. But good stuff. All right, cool. Who's next? Surge. What up, Surge? Where you at?
Man.
All right, what's good, Surge? Let's check out your artwork first.
Alright.
All right, you put a Pinterest board up. All right, cool. You like drawing cars and graffiti. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you the truth, huh? All right, I see you.
That one was a bad coloration. I was kind of mad at the end when I saw it.
Okay, I'm trying to see what it says. What does it say? Zest, lust.
No, it says lust.
Oh, okay, lust.
I chose bad coloring for that one.
All right, cool. And then what's this one say?
That one's Moy.
Moy?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's like, because it's from a YouTuber. He's like, Moy Moy. It's like, hello, everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, some interesting shape dynamics going on here. Okay, Porsche. Okay, Lambo.
Yeah, I've been trying to get into drawing more figures and everything for like graffiti backgrounds. Like I can post a quick one for later because I did this like kind of like, I don't know, because some people like to say like you said, skateboard art on it. I'll post it to my thread right now, so you can just check it out later.
Okay. So this is cool stuff, man. All right. Let's see some of your 3D stuff. All right, good start. You got way more geo than we do, but this is a good start still. Good.
Yeah, it's because I put 32 sides.
32. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
that's
so
fine.
it can come out more rounded.
Yeah, it'll get. Yeah. All right.
But now my problem is to shift drag to make the frame like the base. It doesn't let me when I click board on it. So I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna ask for Ty.
Okay. I'll check it out. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up 3ds Max and we're gonna work through some of the shapes and stuff. All right. Cool stuff. All right, let's keep going. Denise, where you at? No Denise? All right, please post whenever you get a chance. And last but never the least, Jalen. Not here? All right, cool. So, thank you guys for posting. Let's now go into 3ds Max and try to troubleshoot some of your issues. All right. So, let us open up our reference. So the first thing I always do, make a plane. W G. All right, so let me actually find NOH. All right, I'm gonna try to put my keyboard up so you guys can see what keys I'm hitting to get the action. All right. Also, if you guys get a chance, could you guys just mute yourselves for a bit until I start taking questions? Sound good? Thank you. All right, let's find this. Okay, now let's unlock the professor. All right, on the fly. All right, so you guys can see the keyboard now, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So now I've got my my plane, and like I said, I always want to zero everything out. And then to get rid of the grid, I just hit G on my keyboard, just like that. And now my grid is gone. I hit M to pull up my material editor. It's gonna take a second, and it's gonna pull itself right up. And then I'm gonna right click here, and I'm gonna, in my materials, my general maps, I'm gonna find a bitmap, and I'm gonna navigate to where I have my coin model. Let's see. Oh, this does that? Oh, coin model. Alright, so here are the references. Here's the one I'm going to use. Open it up. And then go to my maps. And then I'll make a... Yeah, let's just use a standard material. And then I'm going to use diffuse. Just like that. And then I have my object selected, and I'm going to click this guy. Assign a material to selection. Oh, nothing happens, right? Wrong. You don't have this selected yet. Now you want to show shaded material. But now look at our object. It's all oblong, and the perspective is wrong. So to fix this perspective issue, what you want to do is add a UVW map to your plane. So you go in there, add a UVW map, and then if you hit R, you can bring up the scale tool. Nope, no, let's not use the scale tool. Let's go to bitmap fit, and we're going to select our image, and then boom, just like that. And now we can go back into our plane. All right. So now we can right click it, and then we can select the object properties, and then we can freeze it, and then we're gonna uncheck show frozen as gray, and then we're just gonna go OK. So now we can't select it. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab a cylinder, draw a cylinder right here, hit Alt X to show it as see-through, and then I'm just gonna center that as well. All right, 0, 0, 0. Now this is centered. All right. So does anybody have any questions so far? Everybody made it past this point, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna hit F4, and let's unfreeze all, because I don't want to see the lines in this. So I'm gonna go into my plane, and I'm gonna just remove these length and width segments. All right, and then I'm gonna select the background. I'm gonna right click it again, and I'm just gonna freeze selection. Now that it's frozen, I can just select my cylinder and work with my cylinder. I don't want any of these, and let's hit F, and 18 sides is good enough for me because I've got these two little flat spots at the top that I'm going to use to make my indent. All right, so let's add an edit poly to it. Hit F on the keyboard, then select our polygon face. So I have only that polygon selected. I'm going to hit Control and I to select the inverse and then delete it. All right, hit F on the keyboard, and I'm going to select this inner polygon again, and I'm going to hit right click it. I'm going to right click on the screen. I'm going to say inset. Now what I want to do, I'm going to go in my front view, and I just want to inset this about that distance. And I'm going to hit the plus just to go back to the second one that we're going to use as our second indent. All right. So I'm just going to hit the check mark, and I'm just going to pull this guy back a little bit so we get a nice deep bevel in there. All right, now that we've got our bevel in there, I'm just gonna start connecting these guys. I'm gonna right click connect, right click, connect. You can do the same for this side. I have it mapped to a hotkey. So if I hit left on my keyboard, it does that. Let me show you guys how to do that right quick. So if you go into your customize tab, right, you can customize the user interface. So here, every single action that you can take inside of 3ds Max has been listed out for you. And if you select one, you can remap it to any key you want it. So I use, or what I do is I map them to keys that I use often. So like I ring a lot, I use the loop tool a lot, I connect a lot. So things that I use very often and repeatedly, if I'm going to use it more than like 2 or 3 times on a project, I'm probably going to map it to a key. All right. So you would find whatever it is that you wanted to do. So if I even click R, it will take me to the R's. So like I can go straight to the R's and find my ring. R-E, ring. So right arrow. All right, I select it, go into the hotkey, and then I can change it. The right view has nothing mapped to it right now. So if I go Shift T, no, that's already something. It'll tell you if it's already assigned to something. To Shift A, it's assigned to quick align. Shift Q, render. Shift Y. So everything shift is pretty much taken. Let's do Control F, Control X, Control Z. That's backspace. Okay, Control G is not assigned to anything. All right, it's showing me it's not assigned to anything. So now I can assign it, and then if I want, I can save it. But we'll close that out. And then what I can do is now if I hit Control and G, it'll take me to the right view. Just that easy. You can map things to your keys. And the beauty of this is, what I used to do is whenever I was in the industry, I would save out my hotkeys. So I would customize user interface. What you can do is you can save out your hotkeys, and you'll have this .kbdx file, and it's your Mac startup UI. And if you change everything on your, like if your computers or your 3ds Max is so, customized to you that you can't live without it, you can literally take that to any workspace. And that's what I did. I would take my workspace, so I don't have to redo all my hotkeys every time I go to a new workstation, right? It's always already set up. I just upload my keys. I'll put it on like a little flash drive. Nowadays, I would just put it on my Google Drive or something, and then just download my hotkeys and then upload them to my workstation. And you don't even have to save them. You can close them out if but if you have your own personal workstation, why not save it, So yeah, that's how you do your hotkeys. All right, so let's continue with this guy. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. All right, we don't want that. We want 4 points or less. So we're gonna do that again. And now I don't want to have to do the same thing to the other side. So you guys know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna ring this bad boy. And I have my ring set up to my right arrow. So I can just right click, connect. And then I even have my connect option set to something. So now I can just hit this S. Let's symmetry this bad boy. Let's make this guy symmetrical, not on the x-axis, not on the y-axis. Wait, is it the, nope, it's the x-axis. Let's flip it. All right, that's what we need to do. Just flip it. And then we make sure that it is going to weld it along the seam. We can leave it unwelded because sometimes if the vertices are too close together, it'll do some welds that you don't want. So you have to be careful because sometimes this threshold for the welding is a little too high, and you can reduce it as well to try to be more precise. So what I usually do is I will not weld the center, and then in my edit poly, I'll go back and then I'll weld it. I'll weld it in there because just because it gives me a little more precision, nothing more, nothing less. All right, So now we've got our coin already made. I think this is where a lot of people have gotten to. So let's go and let's add an edit poly on top of this. So we're going to add an edit poly on top. I'm going to select this center one. I'm going to hit Control and Backspace to remove it because I don't need it anymore. The job of, symmetrying these verts has already been done. So now I can just select that border, right? Like if I have this selected. So if you're trying to select it and your border isn't selecting, you might have split ends or something, or you might still have a split here that is affecting your selection. So you want to make sure that whatever center vert you have mirrored, you weld that. All right, so now I can just shift drag to create that in there. But before we do that, let's create our little indent in here. So all right, so if I hit Alt-C, I can cut. And this is another way. Actually, let me just, instead of that, yeah, let's just hit Y. All right, so if I hit, okay, I can add a loop to this. Let's add a swift loop. I'm gonna add a swift loop if I hit Alt-Y. So what it does is this guy right here. So if you're looking in your modeling tools, just so you guys know what I'm doing. So a swift loop is a gizmo that allows you to just add geometry to any given mesh with a click. So it places an edge loop by clicking, then you can click anywhere to insert the edge loop automatically, continue clicking edges, or right click to exit. All right, so shift click will also insert an edge and adjust the new loop to the flow of the surrounding surfaces. So what that means is, so if I hit swift loop and I hold down shift, it'll take on the contour of the shape. So like if I do this, you see how it adjusted, it's interpolating this middle section right here. It's interpolating between these 2 points and saying, okay, this would be an average of these. So it tries to smooth that out for you. But I don't want that. So if I do it regularly and I just click, it does that. But if I shift click, right, it follows that flow. It tries to compensate for that flow that's going on in that edge and average that. So we don't want that. All right, but what I do want is I want to add one up there, and I want to add one down here like so. So now I've got my my selection in here that I can now actually gonna add, let's see, then extrude. All right, we can extrude now. And then, so I'm gonna take this guy all the way off. I don't need these loops right here. I don't need this guy either mucking up the place. Nope. Control backspace. Okay, that's what I want. All right. No, that's not what I want. I want this one. No, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna symmetry it anyway. But that's what's going on with that. I'm just gonna symmetry from this side anyway, so I don't care. Alright, so now I can just ring this, right click, nope, do not extrude, right click, connect, then hit connect those two, just like that. And then ring, and we can connect these two, just like that. Okay. So I'm gonna hit Alt Y again to add another edge loop. Actually, I'm just gonna select this guy. Ring. Let's add a turbo smooth to this and see what happens. Okay, let's hit Alt X. Alright, so it's not really looking good because I don't have my modeling material on here. So let's create a modeling material. I'm just going to use a standard material. Make the diffuse something darker. Do like 68. 48. Alright. High gloss. Something like that. And then just assign it. And then, as usual, I want to change my wireframe to black because I don't like that rainbow stuff. Alright. So I want your stuff to look as uniform and appealing as possible. So like, yeah, you can see that, right? Like you can see how much cleaner that looks. Imagine if it was like 10,000 different colors. I mean, it's fun, but you know, trying to get it more on a professional tip than that. All right. So the next thing we're gonna do is just gonna add some edge loops. Right there, like so. And turbo smooth that bad boy out. Alright, if I hit 2 on that bad boy, get something like that. I'm gonna select these two. I'm just gonna hit I'm right click. I'm gonna collapse this guy. Nope, that's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit 1 on my keyboard to go to my vertex. I'm gonna target weld. I'm gonna target weld this guy to this guy. Target weld this guy to this guy. I'm gonna hit 2 on my keyboard. Double click to select that guy. Control backspace to remove it. Control backspace to remove that guy. Right, and then I'm gonna hit 1 on my keyboard. Alt C. I'm just gonna cut straight through the middle, if it will let me. That doesn't matter. I don't need you for that anyway. I just need a guide for my symmetry tool. All right. So now let's turbo smooth and see what we get. All right, cool. Looking good. Looking good, Mr. Carter. All right. So now let's handle this this work over here. It's too smooth. Let's hit the ring. Alt space. No, that's not. Let's connect. Right click connect. 97 is fine. Now if we turbo smooth, we get something that looks like that. Let's close out of that. All right. So now let's hit F4. And what I can do is I can even select these. Actually, Let's do our symmetry first, and then I'm going to do the operation that I want to do. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to symmetry it. So I don't have to do any more work than I actually have to. All right, so now I symmetry it that way so that I don't have to do that thing up here that I don't have to do that again. So that's fine. I'm going to now add an edit poly modifier on top. Select that middle guy again. Let's go back to this guy. Right. So let's go to this. And then I want to leave this and this. Do I even need to do that? No, that's fine. Yeah, never mind. I'll leave it in there. It looks good. So the next thing I'm trying to take care of is I'm getting this weird little pinchy thing over there that I don't really like. So I'm going to fix that right now. So what I can do now is I can select these edges over here. And then I can hit either a chamfer. I like this chamfer a little bit. So I can get that nice rim that they're getting in there. And I can even add a triple chamfer, change the chamfer type. And then check that off and then see what it looks like. Yeah. Alright, it's a little too hard. But I don't mind it. Getting some weird pinchies going on right there. But so I can go back, Control Z back, chamfer it again. Let's see what this does. Is it too soft? Yeah, it's a little too soft. I need a happy medium between those two. So I'm going to do a chamfer. Do 2. And do that. Let's see what's going on. Instead of 3, let's do 1. Okay. So I can then just connect connect these guys. And then let's hit the turbo smooth again and see. So now it resolves that corner that was pinching over there. So now I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to symmetry it so I don't have to do the same thing over and over again. So you guys are pretty much getting the process, right? Like it's just simple steps that you're building on, and it's kind of like Photoshop in the sense that you're just layering stuff. So now if I don't like any of the stuff I did, I can easily just go back, right? Just keep going back, keep going back, keep going back. So now let's add another edit poly. But at some point, you know, you got to collapse all this stuff. If you're happy with what you have, you know, you can be like, all right, well, it's time for me to collapse this stuff to this. Let's do this instead. See what happens if I remove this. Better. Much better. Yeah, it was giving me this weird pinching still. Let's see. Now let's remove that. That's easy to do. Let's just remove these guys. All right, and now we've got a nice clean mesh that we can then use this guy to grab and then hold down shift to drag our coin out. If I hit Alt Q, it brings up my isolation view, which isolates whatever thing I have selected. So now I'm just going to add another symmetry to this. All right, this has just been a symmetry exercise, an exercise in symmetry and mirroring for you guys. So let's on the Z-axis. Now we have our fat coin, fat coins. Oh no, Bitcoin. All right, fat coin. So maybe our coin needed to be a little rotund. All right. So now let's hit it with an edit poly. Does anybody have any questions so far? All right. Now let's hit this with a chamfer. I'm gonna do nice. A trick that you can do to do like a double chamfer is you can do a chamfer like this, right? Check yes, and then do a chamfer again. So you can get like a double chamfer like that. And then you'll get a really cool highlight going right here. So let me show you what it does. So you get this really nice highlight going on. See that? Beautiful. Beautiful looking coin. All right, and just like that, you guys can finish up the high poly of the coin. So that is what I expect to see tomorrow, is the finished high polys of these coins. Does everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
I do have a question.
Ask away.
So originally you said that the coin, like the finished coin, was due on Monday.
Yeah, that's not finished though. That's just a high poly.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is just a high poly. You still have to low poly it and then bake it and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is just the first part. This is like the end of that first video, or maybe the second video. I don't know. I don't remember. You guys have watched it more than I have. But yeah, so this is the coin, and whenever you guys are done with your high poly, right? So what I want you guys to do is you want to make yourselves 2 instances of it, all right? And then you're just going to rotate one like 3/4. You're going to do the other one like that or something. The other way. Or maybe do this side. And then, no, that's too, it's just useless. That's useless. All right, just do that. And then, this is the kind of render you're going to save out for me. But, you know, make sure that they are nicely kind of spaced. Like that. And then, you're going to hit the render button. And there's a rendering aspect to the video for the high poly that you guys should all watch. All right. So whenever you get there, do a render for me. So you're going to hit the little teapot. And then you're going to get a decent sized render. So remember, go into your settings. All right. Go into your settings. Make sure that you have it on HD TV on the custom output size, HD TV. and then choose 1920 by 1080 so that whenever you render it, you get a nice big image that you can post on ArtStation. So whenever you finish your high polys, your finished high poly renders go on ArtStation. You guys dig?
Yeah.
Okay, your finished renders, your presentation, I want to see that on iStation looking really, really nice. So you're going to get something like this. All right, but if you watch mine, you can add a little material to it. You can make it gold, you know, so if you take it the extra step, I will definitely take that into account. You know, light it, render it nice, post it nice, make it look good. I believe in you guys. All right. After this is over, you should check inside the drawing section, the drawing student drawing section, and I will post this week's drawing in there for you guys. So what you guys are going to do is you're going to take whatever I post in there, you're going to draw it, and then you're going to post it up into the drawing thread, and we will we'll keep that going. Sound good?
Yep.
All right.
Where are you gonna post it?
In the drawing threads in the Discord.
No, I mean, where are you gonna post what we are gonna draw?
In the drawing thread.
And it has to be a drawing, right?
Yes, I'm gonna post the actual drawing for you, and then you're just gonna take it. You know, maybe some days I'll assign you to, like, you know, look outside or step outside and draw what you see outside or something. But you know, I know it's quarantine time, so definitely be careful. Don't say your teacher told you to go mask free into the world and catch corona or something. Like, I did not say that. You know, look outside your window and draw something outside. So, but this week I will definitely assign you something to draw. All right.
Does our drawing have to look good?
No, I mean, I'm not gonna say you need to be Michelangelo or Leonardo or something. I'm just saying, just do your best. Like, the thing is, for me, I just care that you guys try. Like, it's not gonna be perfect because you guys are starting and you guys are just learning this stuff. I don't expect it to be perfect, but I expect you to try. Like, I expect you to give it an honest effort and say, okay, this is what I messed up at. Because, you know, what happens is, you learn more from your failures than you do from the stuff that goes right, right? You're going to learn what not to do more often than you will learn what to do when it comes to 3D modeling, right? You'll mess things up a bunch of times and you just go, oh, okay, I understand how to do it. So I want you guys to fail fast, fail early. The sooner you fail at everything you're trying to do, the sooner you guys can get to that point where you guys are better at it, right? So you got to stumble, fall, get up. I won't chastise you, you know, for trying and failing at something. I will chastise you if you don't do anything, right? That's the kind of person I am.
Okay. I'm gonna fail.
You gotta fail hard. Fail hard. It's okay. It's gonna look like trash, right? You know, like, I'll one of these days I will pull up my old 3D models and stuff like that, and I'll show you the difference between what I used to do and what I do now, right? Like, there was a time when everybody that you think is really good today used to be garbage. No matter what they tell you, everybody used to be garbage. We all did. We all have our garbage phase, you know? It's okay. It's perfectly fine. But you have to have those phases. You have to go through those phases to get to the better parts. And the only way you're going to do that is to keep trying. All right? So thank you guys for coming today. I enjoyed this session. I look forward to seeing what you guys post. Definitely do your drawings, right? I try to do the drawing so that you guys have some time to, you know, reflect and kind of observe other things rather than just 3D and computer stuff all the time, right? So, like, focus on your pen and pad. Think about what you're drawing, right? Pay attention to, you know, how shapes contrast each other. Pay attention to how objects are in relation, shadow, foreshadowing, perspective, things like that. Start keeping little things like that in mind, because your drawing is going to make you a better 3D modeler. Drawing more, I found, makes me a better 3D artist. When I draw things, I can start to understand how they work, and it'll help me whenever it comes to 3D. The truth is, I would rather take somebody right, who draws and who comes from a traditional background and teach them 3D than somebody who comes from a computer background and then teach them about 3D, because the person who comes from a traditional background already has the fundamentals kind of taken care of. Like they already have the base ideas taken care of, right? They understand perspective, foreshadowing. So for them, it's just a tool rather than an object or trying to find that creativity. So I find it a lot easier to teach people who have, you know, that drawing in their background that they like to kind of create stuff like that. And it's not to say that, you know, there are amazing artists who don't draw at all. I'm not saying that at all. Like I'm telling you now, there are some amazing artists who don't even know how to hold a pencil properly. You know, that's a thing. So, but I find that when you draw more, right, you're training your eye and you're getting better at the understanding how things work in 3 dimensions and how shapes relate to each other. So other than that, man, you guys are free to go. I want to thank you guys for coming today, and you know, I look forward to seeing your stuff.
Yeah.
All right, have a good one.